All right. Good morning and hello everyone. Welcome. Once again, it is I, your host Foxy, with what is this time going to be the seeding. We've had our prediction stream. We've had a lot of streams. We had the qualifier showcase. You're going to have the group stage showcase right after we're done with seeding. With me today, I have Wooden Pickaxe, one of our other organizers as well. Good morning and hello.
It is 6WC time once again. I'm so excited. What do you think, Foxy? This has been, I don't know. I can't say what I'm expecting towards this seed reveal.
Yeah,
How
I
about
mean,
you?
we kind of know what the seed reveal is already. There is a lot of surprises in the seed reveal, to be fair, that I didn't expect at all. I don't think anyone expected. At least one of them is something that no one expected. But I digress. We'll kind of move through these at a decently fast pace because there is 56 teams. We'll go through everyone. Everyone play qualifiers. Thank you for playing. We start off with Greece, who unfortunately will not be qualifying. I believe that this is due to a lot of their players just unfortunately being injured. I think half of their main core was injured and one of their players was missing. So unfortunately, Greece is not going to qualify this time around.
Is it their second time coming into the 6WC since 6WC1? Yeah, the first time. That's the first time they made it in, but sadly, they have to say goodbye to Greece, and we gotta continue on with the next seed here, Foxy.
The next seed, it's going to be one of our returning teams once again. It's going to be Guatemala. This team played back in 6WC2, I think.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they DNQ'd there as, I believe, second to last seed. And history just repeats itself, unfortunately.
It's so hard to take in, especially there's two players here who actually played back at 6WC2, Lon and Imdex, but sadly we have to say goodbye to them from the 6WC Major League, and that's the second seed we're going to reveal. Going on to the third one here, Foxy.
Third seed, another team that's played once before but got DNQ'd this time around,
No.
missing two of their players in qualifiers, Uruguay. Another team that's not going to qualify. There were some decent scores there, so you can see the hidden one was okayish, but unfortunately just not enough. This is a 6-man roster that unfortunately just couldn't play, so not much to say for this one. Very sad to see them go. But with that, we can move on to a team that I am personally attached to. It's my own country, the Czech Republic.
No!
I had hope in this team. I was with them when they played their qualifiers, and unfortunately, they're not going to qualify. We had the spawn of Cement, who did really good in the qualifiers, but unfortunately, one carry is just not enough, as the Czech Republic will, unfortunately, once again, go DNQ. I hope that they can get into minor league and that they can get our third point ever in 6WC in any way. But with that, Wooden, I think you can take the next country, which is going to be Luxembourg.
Oh, Luxembourg, another country. I think it's the first time we had Luxembourg at 6WC. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Second.
Oh, is it
We had
second
them
time?
last year. Yeah, we had them last year when they got last seed. This time around, they got fourth to last seed. So improvement is improvement.
It is improvement, still improvement, but sadly, yeah, it is just a bit too far from the finish line as we move on into the seat number 51, Foxy.
Yeah, 51. This one hurts. This is a debut team. This is the first time Bolivia ever had a team. Unfortunately, not gonna qualify. They had some decent scores. Definitely not bad for a debuting team in 6WC. Got 5th seed from last. Decent placements overall. You can see that Xentafen was a good player for them in qualifiers. Matsuri as well. But unfortunately, they're just not going to be enough. Very nice Hard Rock 1 score, by the way. That is something that I missed originally, but very nice Hard Rock 1. As we now move, we now move into Saudi Arabia. Wouldn't take it away.
Seat number 50, Saudi Arabia. Well, I think this is not the first time we see Saudi Arabia on
Second time, yeah. I
6WC,
think
yeah.
6WC 2 or 3, one of those two, is when they first showed up.
It's 6WC1 actually, Foxy.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's the last time they had 6WC. They came back for 6W6, but sadly, the scores are not enough to make it into the top 40. GG's. We see you next time, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out to Hunter. They've been around in tournaments for a little bit. They did really nicely on these qualifiers, but one decent player cannot carry you, unfortunately, in this tournament, as we now move on to the saddest DNQ. We don't get to see the maid outfit cosplay from their organizer, Israel, going to be not qualifying. Decent scores all around. Personally, ref this lobby, the players were very chill, but Danan, the grandpa, just does not have it anymore to carry the team, and without Frunan here, the team just doesn't have the experience. So with that, they will be going DNQ. Very nice scores on some maps, but it just wasn't enough. Especially Hard Rocks and DTs were really good, but Nomad and Hidden suffered a little bit.
Oh, it's just... Yeah, sadly, Israel is not gonna go into the top 40 from this 6WC. We have to bid them farewell as we move on into the next team, which is New Zealand. Oh, it's... I don't know what to say.
It's New Zealand. It's a country that's played only once before. I remember Sissy absolutely kicking my shit in when we played in minor league of 6WC3. But yeah, that was their only other appearance at the 6-stage World Cup in 6WC3. Very nice scores on some maps. You have Quit, W, and Brackets. Brackets especially is a good easy player. I would have been very excited to see them on free mods in the group stage, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. They were also missing 2 players in qualifiers from what I can see. So unfortunately, just not going to be enough despite the 2 carries, as they're going to be going DNQ as we now move on to seed 47, which is going to be an Asian country once again, Thailand. They are exactly where they were last year. Seed 47 once again. Very consistent team.
Very, very... I don't know. What is it? Loomed by fate here? Coincidence, you can say, but... It's good enough that we see Thailand for 6WC, as they don't have a team for this year's 6 APC. So, respect to them for showing up, but sadly, still not quite enough to go into the top 40 here, Foxy.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is as we move on to our next team that's only played one 6WC, which is going to be Iran. Again, some players that played before, I believe Enderman and one more of these people played in 6WC3, where they debuted. This is their second appearance. Again, some decent scores. Really good Nomad 1.
Like, number 9 Nomad 1.
Yeah, 9s on Nomad 1 is not bad at all, and that score is the sole reason that they're here. Because everything else is very low. Nomad 3 was okay. They had a decent showing on the Hidden 2. But other than that, just weren't able to perform at the level they needed, and they're going to be going DNQ.
Yeah, sadly, we're not going to see Iran here at the top 40. They had a very, very decent scores all around, but sadly, just not enough team score to make it into the top 40. As we move on into another team who has the exact same problem, which is Hungary, seed 45, Foxy.
Yep, the same thing as we mentioned with Thailand. Again, seed 45, twice in a row. But yeah, this team, generally decent performances. They weren't bad on anything. This team didn't really have a massive weakness. It's just that they didn't really have the ability to perform at the level necessary to qualify. Seed 45, nothing to scoff at. It's still very close to qualifications. We do wish you best of luck when it comes to next year. But with that, we move on to the next country that's going to be DNQ, which is going to be Bangladesh. A team that we've seen quite a bit in 6WC. They've had their fall from gaze due to losing Xiang, but they tried their best this time around. Seed 44, not bad, very close to qualifying. They did only have 5 of their players for qualifiers, and one of them only played one map. But they did their best. Jeff Ball map was going crazy. 600k on Nomad 5 from Jeff Ball is not a bad score by any means. That's actually very much in the top half.
And FC at DT1 as well, Foxy. You got a feel for them. Losing Xiang is a very, very hard thing happening for Bangladesh, and we are sad to see Bangladesh go. And we move on into our next seed. Foxy is going to be.
So I just want to say before we move on to this one, I'm sorry to minor league.
Oh no!
I hope
What?
it's obvious why I'm sorry to minor league.
What?
I don't know
No,
how
no,
they
no.
ended up here. I don't know why they ended up here. Russia, seed 43, gonna be dropping into minor league. Team that went seed 5 last year got top 6, if I'm not wrong. Somehow ended up here. I'm pretty sure a lot of their players just kind of lost motivation to play after the screening, wiped out half of their team, but this team is insanely good. I don't know how they're DNQ. Good luck, have fun, minor league. That's all I can say.
Is that the strategy here? Maybe that's the strategy here, Foxy. Maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's
Like,
play minor league.
I don't know what happened here, but if it makes you feel any better to everyone in minor league, they're not the only really good team that's dropping down as we move on to the next seed, which is going to be Singapore.
No, that's even worse. Singapore, no. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
so Kochindera and Uhui are insane players, and those two are good enough to carry this team to top 8 in minor league. So, I don't know what they're gonna do there, but whatever it is, I'm sorry. But yeah, decent scores all around. Hiddens were really good, especially Hidden 1, but it wasn't enough to qualify for Major League. Kochindera being the gimmick specialist that they are, even though they got second at 6WC before, it's just not enough when you don't have the team supporting you.
Oh, it's so sad for Kochindera. This is, I think, Kochindera's 4th time going into Singapore for 6WC, but sadly, we're not gonna be making it in at this year's GG. We're gonna see you later. We're gonna bid farewell. We move on into the last and most unfortunate seed of the 6WC6, and it's none other than Pakistan. Oh no, you're gonna feel for them. They're so close towards the gates of the group stages here, Foxy.
Yeah, I will say this team is like pretty far ahead of the teams that DNQ'd, in terms of stats at least. We're gonna ignore the Russia-shaped elephant in the room and that. But they did really good on a few maps. I mean, overall, they just did really good. They don't have really like any maps that they super prefer. They do have the Hidden 2, which they did good on. 19th is not a bad placement, and overall, they were just a decent team all around. Definitely a team to watch out for minor league players, but unfortunately not going to be qualifying for the Major League. I do wish them the best next year, though. They are very close to qualifying this year. They had some very good times in the previous years, especially 6WC4. But with that, I think it's time to move on to the first qualifying team. Everyone else's country who's not been mentioned has qualified.
Yippee,
And-
congratulations for everyone who haven't been mentioned. You are in the group stages of 6WC6. And let's welcome the first team, shall we, Foxy?
First team being a team that had a player missing actually in qualifiers, and a team that has a decently long history in 6WC as being okay-ish all around. It's going to be Romania just barely getting in. I think they're like 0.01 or like 0.1 away from Pakistan in terms of Zip Slaw seeding.
Oh,
So very close. Improvement from last year, getting 40th instead of 46th. This team had some nice performances. You can especially see the Hard Rocks and DTs. The DT2 getting 12th on the map is a very nice placement. But that is just Romania for you. Baston didn't play in the qualifiers. They were missing that player. But yeah, overall, very decent scores, especially Iosta on that number 5 is going to be looking very nice.
Romania is going to be the first team coming into the group stages of 6W6, and we're going to move on into the second team ever, which is Chile at seat number 39. Very, very good scores, especially on Hard Rock. As you can see, Hard Rock 1 getting number 10, Hard Rock 2, two players getting 600k. Very, very good scores. And that is the reason why they are deserving of this seat number 39. What do you think here, Foxy?
One of these players has a Catch World Cup's third place badge, if I'm not wrong, which is a
Wait.
fun fact. Yeah, one of them. I think it's
Really?
it's Kyoshin. Yeah, I think it's Kyoshin. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, this team had a history of being top 12 thanks to Acida and Pinacito, then DNQing as last, then getting 21st last year, and now they're 39th, getting into the group stages, qualifying for a second year in a row. Yeah, overall very decent team. Nothing super special. You might recognize a few of these players, such as Z Kidney, W Yush, and Kyoshin. As I mentioned earlier, Fatal Knight and Papitas have played for a little while as well. Yeah, decent team all around. No real massive weaknesses as we now move into the seed 38, which is going to be South Africa. I believe this is their first time actually qualifying for 6WC. So very proud of this team. They did have Himi and Cape Gaming kind of carrying their qualifiers. Cape Gaming being in the top 100. And overall, just very decent scores from this team, especially Nomad Hidden 1. They did kind of struggle on the DTs outside of DT3, but very nice performance.
I have to say, this is the first time we have an African team getting into beyond the qualifiers. So finally, we can say that 6-digit World Cup is actually a world tournament.
That is actually very nice to say, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's yeah.
With
We move
that, we
on.
can move on to a previous 6WC winner that has had one of the greatest falls from grace of all time, which is going to be Italy. Pave Loci getting 35th overall on his own as a player. Very nice performance, hyper carried the team. But overall, just decent team. Definitely carried by that one player. A lot of the other players did struggle quite a bit, but still decent scores all around. Nothing really stand out bad. No Mod 5 is on the other hand stand out good. So W Italy, congrats on qualifying.
Congratulations, Italy, for making it into the group stages of 6WC6. And we move on into our next country qualifying. It's going to be Switzerland. I would say this roster is a lot of people have played the previous 6WC before. And as you can see, a lot of good scores, especially on Nomad 1 and DT1. Very, very loving the aim, especially 3 players having FCs.
Yeah, I mean, this team overall just very decent. I was expecting them to get a little higher, but Robo Freak not being in qualifiers just, kind of lowered their scores a bit. But overall, still very nice team. Also, you have the previous 6WC host in Mirage Fire.
Hi, Mirage.
Yeah, totally not biased towards them because they gave us the tournament. But anyways, so decent performance all around. No real bad standout scores as we can move on to the next team, which is going to be Sweden, which is a team I'm actually a little surprised qualified. They lost their main carry from 6EC, but very decent team overall still. No Mod 2 and No Mod 5 especially being something they liked. Hidden 2 as well being a decent score, and overall just in the 30s with every one of their scores outside of No Mod 1, which kind of does carry them up here, which means very nice performance from Sweden.
Yeah, when I was looking at the call sheet, I was looking at Eagle Cox Draken, which is having a number 47 overall from every players at 6WC. So props to them, congratulations on qualifying. And we move on into our next seed.
Our next seed being a team that has a few memorable names, specifically Shirox, who's been around longer than I have had my Osu account, I'm pretty sure. You have Rainier and Juancho as well. Very good performance. Juancho kind of carrying the team, 99th overall. And very good performance. Nomad 2 especially is, I believe, our first top 10 placement, actually. Second, sorry. We had I ran Nomad 1. Yeah, I ran Nomad 1.
Very, very good scores all around from Colombia. Very, very liking their Nomad and Speed. Result Nomad 2, Nomad 1, DT1 as well. Yeah, props to them. Very, very nice scores. And it's nice to see some old names back for Team Colombia. As we move on, Foxy, to Spain at seed 33.
This team should not be here, looking back at it. This team was missing Farron and Wheelchair, who are arguably 2 of their best players, and they still qualified as seed 33. Insanely good performance from this team, despite being down, I believe it is 3 players in qualifiers. A really nice Nomad 1 score. They had a really good Nomad 5 score, getting 5th on the map, our highest placement so far. Absolute demon of a reading team. But yeah, that Nomad 5 carrying them really heavily into this placement, because a lot of their other scores are a bit on the lower side, but that Nomad 5 That's something to look out for with this team.
I am surprised, they got number 5, even number 5, even though they don't have players like Wheelchair. So I don't know. I'm very very excited to see them later on the group stages when they have all of their rosters ready. As we're gonna move on here, Foxy, to our next team ever.
Next team being Finland. The team that somehow did not have Allegro on their roster. Getting into the higher brackets. This is, I believe, the first of the third group on the lower seats. This team barely DNQ'd last time, getting 33rd out of the 32 qualifying. But this year they have Kontio Alu coming back. Alu now with his new shiny open rank badge, thanks to being carried by Amaserik in a, I think, Finnish States Cup. Sneaky EF being a new spawn, Pivolix coming in, I believe, from 6EC, playing really nicely there. And overall, this team is just very nice all around. Do you see the Hard Rock 2 number 10th on that? No mods were pretty decent. Hiddens, while they did struggle a lot on the Hidden 1, Hidden 2 was good. And then you have the DTs where they did okay-ish on the DTs 2, pretty good on the DT3, and struggled a bit on the DT1, but overall, very nice team. I'm very proud of where Finland ended up, and I'm very proud of their new spawns for putting in the work to get them here.
Yeah, it's nice to see that even though like they don't have their old player, for example, like Allegro around, they're still able to like pop off this kind of scores to make sure they are on a very, very good spot here at the qualifier. So congratulations to them. We move on into our next seed here. It's going to be Turkey. It's been a long time, Turkey. Hello. Oh, number 3 Nomad 1. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this team lost a lot of their really good hyper carries from 6EC Minor League that got them the first place there, and still did good on these qualifiers. I'm proud of this team for doing how they did. You see especially like the names of Cheese and Neartour kind of carrying them through these qualifiers, getting really good scores. That Nomad 1 especially, just that team score is so good for them. Struggled a bit on a lot of other maps, especially Hard Rocks and a bit of the DTs and Hiddens, but that Nomad 1 along with the Nomad 3 just really good for Turkey. I'm very proud of them. I think this is the first time that they're qualifying for 6WC actually in Major League, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, I'm not sure about 6WC 1 and 2, but I know after that they did not, unfortunately.
I think this is the first time 6WC 1 and 2 they failed to qualify towards the qualifiers, so congratulations to them.
Very proud of the team for making this far as they did. As we move on to a team that got seed 32 last year and had to play the Demon Devils Philippines, Latvia. Lost Snappy but gained Elliot. I think that is a very worthwhile trade. They do also have Voltrai. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Second player. Black Diamond and Shinzu Cleo obviously coming in with some decent scores. I think Black Diamond came back from work like right before this or something. I don't think they were fully warmed up, but overall, very good team. Like, this team is seated a little lower thanks to Black Diamond not really playing much, but this team is absolutely one to look out for. They have been climbing steadily since, I think, like 6WC4, where they first got their team. I think like 6WC4 they got the team for the first time, and then since then they've been climbing, and you can see the progress here. Seeds 30, very good performance on a few maps. No super standout scores, but this team doesn't really need that when they're just good on everything, really.
Oh, I just realized. Hi, 07C. This guy played at the first ever 6WC.
Oh, actually? That?
Yeah, they did. But Elliot and Valtteri, I'm looking forward to them at the group stages. This duo is unbelievable, and if Black Diamond can get their momentum going on, they're very, very scary to face against at the group stages here.
Yeah, seeing the following teams, if they get a lucky group, I would not be surprised if this team gets out as first, honestly. But
yeah, that's possible. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I will say they cannot get Turkey, Finland, and the next seed in their group because of the way that groups work. Speaking of next seed, we have a team that has had some high highs and some low lows over the years. We have Malaysia coming in with Moist Onigiri and Naughty Audi. Their two carries did lose Garville from 6WC4 and LSC, but came back stronger this year. Last year they barely failed to qualify, but this year they're back with a vengeance. Seed 29. Overall, very nice scores on everything. No Mod 5 especially. The 14th placement is really good. Number 4 on the DT3. Insane performance on that one. And overall, just a very nice team. Very proud of how far Malaysia has come.
Malaysia is back. Let's go. And wow, that DT3 score screams a lot, as they're gonna continue on and finally coming back into the 6WC group stage. So welcome back, Malaysia. As we're going to move on.
I do find it, before we move on, I do find it funny that Malaysia gets 43rd and 35th on the DT1 and 2 and then proceeds to get their highest score on DT3. That is just cinema. But moving on onto our last fourth the last fourth of the bottom groups of the contenders, I believe it's called. I don't remember, I'll be real. We have Belarus starting us off. This team was missing their best player and still got C28. Insane performance this year. Missing Ilix did not stop them from being absolute demons on tapping and mechanics as a whole. Did struggle on the hard trucks, a little bit on the hidden, but overall very good team, and this team is insanely scary when they have Ilix, so nothing to sleep on. Pretty underseeded, I'll be completely honest.
I don't know. I mean, like, if without their best player, Ilix, they already get a seed like this, I don't know what will happen when they have Ilix. Like, this might be another team that can just go sweep the groups.
Absolutely, yeah. I would be very excited to see this team play against Latvia. That is one matchup that I would be very excited for, because both teams were missing their best players when they're in qualifiers, but I digress. That is something we'll have to wait for the group stage draw for, as we now move on to a team that, honestly, I am so sorry for doubting this team. Oh my god, they surprised me.
You doubt them! You have doubted
I
them!
doubted this team. It's Paradigm, Kana, who were absolute carries, you know, coming back for his like 500 years of 6WC and not able to perform at that team's level, but just Kana and Paradigm, just insane performance from these two players. Paradigm is doing Paradigm things. He is 9th overall. I am not surprised even a little bit that this team qualified, because Paradigm was just gonna FC everything, and that's basically exactly what he did. I think he has like, God, if I remember the exact average that he has, I think like 700k, give or take, on the entire pool. So, insane performance. Very good performance from the rest of the team as well. Maniac didn't play that much, but still did okay. Another really scary team for the lower groups.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm scared of with South Korea. I was scared that Paradigm will not have the roster that they needed to basically give a good performance at 6WC, but no, now they have friends. They don't only have Yuno coming back to captain them again for like, what, 5 times now? But
basically every year they've had a team, Yuno's been there as the captain. I respect it.
I respect Yuno. When the time comes, even though Yuno cannot play again, they are still there and they still show up for this team, which I respect a lot. And I have a lot of high hopes here, Foxy, as we're gonna move on into our next team ever.
Next team is going to be another team that has been seen as pretty good. This team has always been good. It's gonna be India. Did miss Chaz in the qualifiers, but Churf, Noxilium, and Bounce just doing what they do best, especially Churf and Bounce doing really good. 34th and 52nd overall. They had a really good showing on No Mod 1 and No Mod 2, getting 7th and 12th. They had a decent showing on the DTs, especially DT1 getting 16th, I believe that is, 15th, 16th. And overall, just a very decent team. Missing a player and still doing very good. I would not be surprised if this team is another team that's a pretty big contender for doing really good in their groups. India is always a scary team. They're never a team to sleep on, and they're just going to keep proving that year and year again.
Nerf and Bounce, this duo has been here since like 6WC5, and even though they lose players like Krishbra, like I think Proto, but
they also lost Rocky from 6WC4, which is another big loss. But
yeah, they've still managed to show up and still give a great performance here. So props to them. Number 7, number 1. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, moving on to the next team, I just want to say, I don't know how this team's gonna perform in group stage. I don't know if they get out or if they just sweep everyone in their groups. Norway.
Oh no!
Mr. Wong, Superjaeger, Andy, Hibane, Egg, and Ziquitz. The other 2 people I think were present for the qualifiers but didn't play a map because these 6 are just that insane. Very sorry to whatever team is matched up into the combination of Superjaeger and Andy. First off, very sorry if that happens to be Seat 40. If that happens to be Romania, but I digress. This team, really good. You know all of these players by heart at this point, especially Supe, Wong, Andy, Egg have been around for years at this point. Egg is a little bit newer, but has been around the most when it comes to tournaments as well in recent times. So, very good team. I'm surprised that they do. I think this team had potential for top 8, I'll be completely honest, just underperformed on a few picks. But overall, very nice team scores.
I don't know. This team, like, getting Sape back was such a major upgrade for them, and I can't wait for them. I can't wait for them. This might be, they might cook at the group stages. Not gonna lie, and yeah, we go again.
Another fun thing, by the way. This is our 3rd team that has perfectly matched their seed from last time.
Seat 25.
Once again, C25. This team's consistent in what they do. But moving on, this was the bottom seats, the bottom group seats. So these are going to be matched up into each other in a random order that we will see at some point a little later on. I think right after we do seating, we'll show that. But yeah, and now we move on to the top groups. For the bottom groups, I'm going to explain the rules later, actually. I'm too lazy to do it now. For the top groups, we started off with a team that I think everyone expected to qualify, but had no idea where they'd be. It's going to be Lithuania, Koldunolis, Bad Apple, and Tsurami performing really nicely for this team. Overall, decent scores. No real big weaknesses. This team just did what they were supposed to, got into the top groups, and it's going to be guaranteeing themselves at least a top 32 finish, as they cannot be knocked out in group stage.
Scream if you love Lithuania, but recurring players from last year, like Bad Apple and Koldunolis, they're both are here since, like, I don't know when, but
I think last year, actually. Last year, 24, they appeared, yeah.
I think Koldunolis might be a way back, but they found new players that are able to match their scores as well and make them a very, very good team here. And congratulations, you are qualifying into the upper groups, the challengers groups. So congrats.
Yep, as we now move on to a team that I was not familiar with their game. I'll be so for real. I mean, Leroy doing Leroy things, 17th overall. A little surprised that he's only 17th, actually. I was expecting him to be higher. But yeah, overall, decent team scores. Nothing really stand out bad. The DT3, that is a 3rd placement. I believe that's our 2nd or 3rd placement. I'm not sure. But overall, Kazakhstan, just a very strong roster this year. Did get a lot weaker since last year due to missing Aaron, but this team just did not let that stop their mental, as they are getting seed 23, getting put up into the Challengers group as well.
All names such as Leroy, Montique, and August. Leroy getting number 2 on DT3 here, Foxy. What a score.
Leroy is just a beast. What do you expect from the man? That is also 9th, I think. I'm not sure if that's 9th, actually.
That's 9th, that's 9th.
Okay.
You can...
But yeah, so that's Kazakhstan. As we move on to the next one, we're going to be moving to Austria, sorry.
Australia!
Very similar names. My bad. It's basically the same thing. Don't worry, we'll get to Australia very, very soon. This may or may not be foreshadowing. But yeah, this team has Yuma and Stony Tai. Also, Derkin did really good in the qualifiers, but those 3 kind of carrying them through. Really nice scores on Hard Rocks. 4th place on Hard Rock 2. I believe that's 8th place on a Nomad 2. Decent team all around. Everyone got to play. And yeah, very proud of this team. They improved their seed by 20 since last year, going from seed 42 to seed 22, which is an insane performance.
They really love their mechanics here. Number 2, number 8, both Hard Rocks, very good score, especially on Hard Rock 2. DT1, DT2 as well. This is an insane improvement, insane glow up from Team Austria.
Yeah, very proud of this team. I'm very happy to see them here. It's a team that has always been a little threatening in 6WC. Not super, not too much, but they've always had a roster going that's not been great. And this year they finally did it. They finally got to get a roster that's really good. And I wish them the best in this year and the future as we now move on to the next team, which is going to be the Japanese team. The fifth best player in the tournament, Yabai. I don't know how to read the name. That's just
Yabaya
Japanese name.
Yabaya
There you go.
Senpai. There we go.
That is the username. Yep. They had Yukiyama performing really well as she always does. Shiumano did not play, which I'm a little surprised by. But yeah, Never FC Cyryu coming in as well for the Hard Rocks, been pretty good on those. And overall, just decent team scores. This team really loves their gimmick and aim, as you can see from these results. Also, DT3 for of whatever reason, honestly. I could not explain why they like DT3 so much.
Well, it's Yukiyama Yabayu just Senpai duo. I mean, Yukiyama has friends now. And
True.
yeah, you can see at the hidden as well, that number 8 hidden is because of those duo just showing up like, okay, we're gonna get 800k sure on the HD1 alt map. Okay.
Yep. Very good performance, but we have to move on. We're gonna be moving to Australia this time. My bad, confused them again. Australia doing very good once again. You see Siphon being the carry for this team this time around. Wild Red Panda, Burb, and Sorax doing good. Sorax getting 28th. I think that's 28th. Sorax just has been a complete demon over the last year, and he's come to 6WC to show off exactly why. This team, again, no real weaknesses. This team does love their mechanics and does struggle a little bit on the aim, but very good team, very scary team, especially for the group stage, as they are the lowest seeding-wise in their section, in their group straw section, whatever you want to call it, but very good team, got 16th last year, and I wish them the best this year. They can definitely go far.
Oh, they can completely cook the group stages here. Both duo from Sorax Bay and Your Boy Grubs, which has been playing since 6WC1. And they don't look back. They just don't look back. They do miss some players from 6ABC that makes this team very scary. For example, like Moshang and Lordal, but still, very, very crazy scores all around.
Moshang got stuck to the B team. I don't know how, but oh well. But yeah, I'm assuming just tryout stuff. Anyways, moving on to another team that I'm very proud of, to say the least. It's gonna be Belgium. Improving from DNQing last year.
Yo!
I cannot stress enough how good Border is. 10th overall, number 1 on No Mod 1, insane performance on everything. I think Hard Rock 2 is his weakest. He got, I think, the best overall DT performance out of anyone in the tournament, if I remember correctly. There could be a few better. This guy is a fucking demon. And the rest of his team is supporting him really well. You especially have Sandwich, who was doing really good in these qualifiers, and Acid, Rainak, sorry, Creepy Car, and Finger Cramps just doing insanely good as well. This team is just good. This team is a lot better than they were ever in the history of 6WC, and Border is the reason for that.
Foxy, if you look at last year's minor league, you will remember how Belgium Cinderella run at that 6WCX, and wow, this 6WC they actually showed up and they found a player that solves their problem. Border here can absolutely make this team basically just scary. I don't want to face this team basically.
Yeah, like Border wasn't there last year, unfortunately. I think he was out of rank range by like 1k at the end of regs, which just very unfortunate for Belgium, but holy moly, they showed up this year. Insanely proud of Belgium. I think they can honestly go the furthest they've ever gone in a World Cup with this team, and I am very excited to see how this team does. Why is there a very small transparent PNG of the predictions at the bottom right of my screen? Anyways, moving on to a team that's had a history of being insanely good. Then 6WC4 happened, and then they DNQ'd the next year. We have Peru. a team that has a lot of newcomers. Basically, everyone besides, I think, Leopardo is a complete newcomer to the tournament scene. And you can see that they are definitely coming in with a bang. You see Miarik, especially doing really good alongside Leopardo. Leopardo getting 20th overall. And Peru just doing really good. I am very proud of this team. They've had a resurgence since last year. Last year they DNQ'd, barely had a team, and this year they had a lot of signups. And their team just overall did really good. And I'm very proud of the team. I'm very excited to see how far they can go, because this is a team that we thought would just be Leopardo, but based on these results, apparently Leopardo has the support he needs. So we'll see how the team can support, we'll see how the team can do.
Yeah, it's basically just Leopardo finally finding another Pyro roster coming in. Well, last year we have O_PPAI69.
What
I'm
the
cool,
hell
right?
is that name?
I'm cool, right? I'm cool, right? I'm cool. Okay, we're cool. And those
I'm
duo
gonna,
finally
oh my
got
god.
they got their players back. Pyro roster looks very, very solid here. And I can't wait for them to play at these
Yeah.
group stages. As we move on, Foxy, to our next seed.
I mistyped that team's name. Hold on. There we go.
Nah,
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
New spot in Gumaji, Yeshung coming back, and 7 from 6 APC, the carry for the Chinese team in that tournament. Doing really good. This team is just 3 hyper carries and the show and the show watchers, and the show watchers are doing enough to support those hyper carries. Second on Hard Rock 2, our highest team score yet.
Wow.
And I mean, you just look at this. This team is really solid.
I don't know what to say. Like, you have 2 players from the winning team of 6 APC. You have Shung Guang and 7, and then somehow stumbled on Gumaji along the way. And those trio is basically, you can look at that Hard Rock score. That is so sexy, you know. Wow.
One way to describe it, I guess. But yeah, insane team. Very excited to see how they do. Last year they lost a lot of their players. This year Reiki came back from 6WC4. We will see how they do, but we do have to move on to our next team, which is a team where I think 2 players will stand out like crazy. Hello, Philoxen and Harka. I mean, it's Philoxen and Harka. Philoxen, I think, if I'm not wrong, has the most top 3 banners out of any 6-digit ever. Harka
Wait.
is just an insane demon, and Wonder Brony has been playing for a little while. I think he came back from last year, actually. I don't remember. I think he was on B team, if I'm not wrong. And he did really good. Number 37 overall, getting right between Harka and Philoxen. Philoxen, despite not playing the game seriously in the last, 2 years, I think, is gonna come back, get 31st, and despite missing Philoxenia Fatalog, this team is really good this year.
Wow, okay. Like a lot of names coming back, especially Philoxen and Harka. Number 3 or number 4, which is crazy. Especially when you think that it's not Philoxen who's FCing, it's not Harka who's FCing. And insane scores all around, and I don't know, this team is just amazing.
Yeah, this team did lose Philoxenia, they did lose the Hyper Carry, but they came back with a vengeance. They have a good roster, and I hope they can do good as this kicks off our top 16, with the next team being... I think we all know who Unknown is. He's the only person to have played every single 6WC since its inception. I think the only people who come close are like Molly Sandera, who just did not have a team because Azerbaijan has a total of 3 people. And I think like 1 Romanian person who didn't play last year because they didn't have a team, but I mean, this year, Argentina coming back with Unknown. They have Dante Scar and Gandalf, who played last year, did really good, and now they've come back being even better. And the fills that they got from last year, the new players in Starry, Blue Rose, Vana, Peepo, and Mueller are good as well. This team is, I think, the second best it's ever been, 6WC4, because of Avur being the best, but Avur is Avur, and this team is the best that I think Argentina has in a long time.
Argentina, you know, it's like, how does Unknown plays for like what? It's the sixth
6 years.
iteration.
It has been like 5.5 years. Yeah.
It's a 5.5 years, and I still see Unknown around. Like that's crazy dedication, and Unknown might have finally stumbled on their best chance at this 6WC. Even though they do lose Falwet for this year, but I do think this team is very, very rock solid. The Nomad scores, Nomad 1 to Nomad 3, that's crazy. They are very, very good on Hard Rock, not bad on Hidden as well. They can go far here, Foxy. They can go far, especially when they are on the upper groups. And if you get like top 2, you're basically still on the winner brackets. So yeah.
Yep. Definitely depends on what group they get. They are the second highest seeds that will be in their group. But yeah, Argentina, really nice scores. Very proud of this team. They've always just been around. They've always had a good roster that you have to watch out for, and they're gonna do it again this year. We'll see how good that roster actually is once you get to the brackets and matches, but for now we will be moving on to a team that has a history in Vietnam. This team has been 9th to 12th 4 years in a row. Only last year did they finally break the curse and go one placement down to 13th to 16th. I have a very good feeling that based on their seeding, they're gonna do it again. They don't have Fire Red, who is the only other player who I think could have played every 6WC. I don't think they played last year actually for Vietnam.
Yeah, they don't play last year.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, team is really good. They didn't have solos for qualifiers, but the rest of their team, especially Five, Illumist, GNU, and Roasted Chicken, just doing really good. Very proud of this team. Again, just a team that you have to watch out for. Chino was forced on Hidden 2. That's the only fun fact I have about this team. Overall, very good otherwise, though.
Chino Hidden 2. That's like
Hidden 2.
This is a joke since like 5 years ago. Like I can't take it.
Yeah,
ZCNS, ZCNS Illumis coming back here for Team Vietnam. Amazing scores from HR1 to DT3. I can't wait for Vietnam. You know, historically they used to be very, very. I don't know what to say. Like they usually pop off.
Yeah,
that's what
they're
I'm
usually
just
a scary team. Yeah, they're usually just a scary team to watch out for, and this team is no different. But yeah, with that, this team could have been seed 1. Unfortunately, lost Hoshino and Ojo, but oh well, what can you do? But with that, we will be moving on to the highest seed of this bracket, which is going to be Poland. Previous second place team, 3 of their players actually being from that roster as well. Xabe, Idnes Quenti, coming back for what I believe is the 50th year in a row. They would have played in every 6WC had it not been for the top 3 rules in 6WC4, as they did get second in 6WC3. Overall, very decent roster. This team doesn't really have major weaknesses. They've always been good. First place on Hidden 2, which is our first place on any map. And overall, this team was just really good all around. Just no players were super bad, no players were super good. A few underperformances, but this team is one of those teams that can just go far regardless of what players they have. They've been able to do it before, and I believe they'll be able to do it once again.
You know, I think this is our first seed so far that we actually can see being the contenders of probably winning the whole 6WC, one of the favorites. And Poland here, they've been very, very solid overall, especially at the gimmick. I mean, it's Xabe and Itness, like they've been doing gimmicks since like 50 years ago.
Yeah, since the prehistoric era when the T-Rex was on Earth.
When the T-Rex is on Earth, Hidden 2 is still AR7 or AR6. I don't remember. It was beyond my time.
Yeah.
Okay, enough with the jokes, but seriously, this team is very good. And I think from this seed on out, I think you can point out on one of these countries and say, yeah, they can win the whole thing, and I won't disagree.
Yep, I mean, a lot of the following teams are good, sorry, and I think we can get right into a team that everyone was expecting to be higher. I've been talking to some people, they were expecting Taiwan to be top 3 seeding-wise. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do it. The Murorachi-shaped elephant in the room proceeded to get number 1 on both Hard Rocks. Because it's Murorachi. Out of everything to get number 1 on, I was not expecting the easy player to top 1 the Hard Rocks, but I digress. That is just Murorachi for you. Overall, very solid performance from this team. No top 3 placements, but they did not have a single bad score. DT3 is the closest you can get in that regard, and even then, like 30th, 2.6 mil is not bad. That map was heavily contested around this kind of score range, so this team just really good. I don't have much else to say, especially with Murachi.
I don't know, like looking at all of these scores are very, very consistent all around from Nomad 1 till DT3. And you have also Murachi factor coming into Taiwan. And if you know Taiwan more, like it's not only Murachi. Like you can point out one player from Taiwan and they have a lot of history from back then, from all the tournaments, etc, etc. This team is scary. And this scores just doesn't scream loud enough for you.
Yeah, just an underperformance, but this team is definitely one of those teams that could just dark horse their way through the tournament, but not to spend too much time glazing, as we do have a lot of teams to go through. And I think we'll be glazing a little bit here, because we have Brazil next. This team was missing half of their players and still got seed 11. And the thing is, they were missing their best player as well in looping. So I have no idea what to expect from them. Good luck, have fun to whoever is forced to play this in their group. Second place on Nomad 2, overall decent scores. They were missing 3 of their players and still got seed 11. I don't know what much else there is to say for this team.
I was wondering when I first see this, like, why is Brazil here? Why is Brazil here? I look at 3 players are gone. Oh, 3 of the best players are gone. Okay. I don't know what to expect here. I mean, their best player, Otavio from 6WC B team last year, finally captaining the A team, getting number 7 overall from all of the players who played qualifiers. This team is scary. I'm just gonna say that. This team is very scary.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the scariest teams in the tournament. Again, a seed 11 with half of your roster missing, especially when that half is looping. It is a performance that you don't get to see often, but with that, we will be moving on to seed 10. We're getting into the top 10. It's gonna be a team that we underestimated a little bit, which is gonna be the Netherlands. Did not have. Okay, I do want to mention this team did not have 2 of their players due to scheduling issues. I think some people were still coming back from COE because, Netherlands. Joeri second overall, just insane performance. Deblavi, Martins, and Nyama of whatever the third player's name is. I'm not reading that again. Just playing so well. Hidden 1 second place. Hardshock 1 third place. Joeri number 1 on, I believe, just Hidden 1, but very close on a lot of other maps. Like, this team is terrifying. Missing 2 of your players, getting C10, and so one of those players is definitely one of your top 4 core, that being Staff, is just terrifying. And again, good luck, have fun to whatever teams are forced to play this in group stage, because this could have very well been a top 8 team, and I would not be surprised.
If I remember correctly, I think this is the first team who does calls. Like, yes. I think they does calls at Thursday.
It's Thursday, 19 UTC. Yeah, that was something.
I mean, I don't know why. They don't have stuff, but they just go through it. Joe already did basically the performance of the lifetime, and Netherlands are here. I don't know. Yeah. Congrats. Yeah, if you're facing this team, good luck. Well,
don't worry. And for this team, you know what to expect. For Brazil, you know what to expect from their roster. Good luck with this one. We're moving on. Mexico, C9, the last team that's not getting a bye. Everyone else, WCC, could have been seed 8, but oh well. This team is terrifying because you do not know what they play. This team is completely new besides Hade. They got second on Nomad 3, first on DT2. I believe this is the first team that has, one of the first teams that has a number 1 and multiple other top 3 scores. Insane performance on everything. Had their full roster, played at their full strength. Hide 15th overall. Donna Akatsuki being 14th overall. Insane performance from this team, and a lot better than what I was expecting from a team that was basically fully newbies.
Oh my god, Mexico does it again. Last time how did Mexico got seed 6? Now they're seed 9 with a completely brand new roster except for a Haide Ese, but still, like I don't know how they keep doing it.
They just always have new players coming out of nowhere and just top 10 seed. They've done it 2 years in a row now. Last year, they did get up pretty early because their team was heavily reliant on mechanics, but this year they have some gimmicks as well, so we'll see how they do. But yeah, with that, every team from now on does not play the group stage. Enjoy your 2-week vacation. You don't need to play a 4.9 star pool for 3 matches. Congratulations, I am jealous. But with that, we move on to our Seed 8 team, which is going to be France, who was actually missing a player, which is insane. Missing especially Sasak, who is one of their more experienced players. We see the Vernox in the room just doing really good. Overall, this team didn't really have a bad performance anywhere. This team was good on everything. No Mod 1 first place, a lot of 4th places, a lot of 7th places. Very good team. I underestimated the strength of this French team a lot. And this seeding surprised me the most out of anyone. Actually, Russia surprised me the most. This is the second most surprising to me. Look, Russia DNQ, come on.
That's true, yeah. Where did you put France?
17th to 24th was our original placement.
That is crazy.
So wrong.
That is crazy.
We were so wrong.
No. I mean, like, it's crazy because if you look at their 6 EC team, like, you will only like recognize 2 names. You only recognize
a lot of these players like just popped up from the B and C teams and just did really good for the tryouts and got in. Like, I'm very proud of this team. Once again, France is always a decently scary roster. I think the last year was their weakest, and they still brought a lot of really close maps with them. And this year, once again, they're back to that prime of like 6WC4, 6WC3, where they were at their strongest. Honestly, would be surprised to see this team go out early now that I'm seeing these qualifiers. This team is definitely one of those teams that has top 6, top 4 potential if they just lock in. But yeah, just very good team. Very surprised to see them up here, especially with a missing player. And that is a sentence I'll be saying twice for Germany, because they missed 2 of their players and still got seed 7. Because Lunexia, Blue Nido, and Octogram are just absolutely insane.
I don't know what to say about this team. They got number 2 back at 6 EC. A lot of recurring names. Mei coming in for captain. Blue Nido, Octogram, Lunexia. They missed THS Tusk and Turley Manor. But honestly, like, this trio of Blue Nido, Octogram, and Lunexia is already crazy good.
Yeah, like, this team, despite missing 2 players, and missing Tauros as well, because Tauros just doesn't have time, and he was their best player in 6EC. Like, this team is so good, and I would be surprised to see them go out early. Last year they were weaker. They've been weaker ever since 6WC3, since the days of Kuranami Kazu. But this year, when it comes to it, this is their strongest roster since 6WC3/6WC2. Very excited to see how they do, as we'll be moving on to our, I believe, top 6 seeds, sorry. Which I think you can take, because it is a team that is very near and dear to Wooden's heart.
Oh no, it's this team! Oh, it's this team, okay. So, Indonesia, last time they got seed number 2 because of a certain person called Cyrilia. And they are back here with vengeance. Variel from last year getting number 4 overall. Just, you know what? Variel is basically like, okay, if Cyrilia can do it, I can do it this year. And they basically does it, which is crazy. Recurring names, Variel, Okariam, and Imargading unfortunately unable to play during the qualifiers. A lot of new names as well. I mean, if you like those 4 names below is from the 6 APC this year. Rayfon is from 6 APC last year. Reddy is the minor league captain. I think is captain for Team D. And yes. So number 1 seed on HD1, number 1 seed on DT1. Very, very scary team. Very, very solid team overall.
Yeah, I mean, not having Emar and getting top 6, definitely a performance of a lifetime. Indo coming back. They had a very strong year in 6WC2 where they won.
then they kinda crashed for 2 years, and they have just come back in the last 2 years, performing at a level that has been unseen in a while from them. This year, again, as Wooden mentioned, just this team is really good, coming in from their previous minor leagues and 6 APCs. Hidden 1 and DT1 being their first place placements. We have Nomad 2 being third as well. This team's just so good. I just don't know what to say. This team just came in, performed, and did really good. I am very proud of Poland 2.0.
Poland Hard Rock, let's go! Rest in, even though
Yup.
Imorgading is resting in peace. I'm joking.
This is reverse Poland, you know.
Reverse
the flag is
Poland.
like basically the same. The flag's basically the same.
This is
Anyways.
Poland Hard Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Moving on. We are at the top 5 seeds. We all expected these. With the first one that we'll be seeing in the top 5 is your previous second place in 6WC5. It's gonna be the Philippines. Coming in with Edex, Kimos, Mako, and Yoon returning from 6WC5. And a lot of somewhat newer names, a lot of really old names. Ryugu and Fiddleminger are such old names that I have not seen in years. Then you have the new people coming in, Markintosh and Ultra Normie. And this team just came in and did exactly what they did last year. A little weaker due to missing Zabi, but number 1 on Nomad 2, number 2 on Nomad 4, and overall just really strong showing. Their weakest score, I believe, is like DT1, where they got 17th, which is still not bad at all.
I don't know if Philippines have. I think this Philippines team have another chance to win this tournament as well, Foxy. Like, this team is I believe as scary as last year. Even though they don't have Zavi, but still, these players from this rosters are very good. Especially that insane glow up from Camo Smuko.
Yeah, it's definitely something to witness. I will mention, I think Yoon's power went out during Hidden 2, so unfortunately he didn't get to play that, so they went down a little, but realistically, seeing the seeding of the teams that we have coming up, it would not have mattered. This team, we talked about them a lot, you know them. We move on to a team that has a certain curse attached to them with second place, Canada. Harold, Bigelow, Groggles, and Nixie Sangura, life coach, Nil, and Aiki. Aiki Mume, Nil will bark for you, and metaphorical being Nixie. This team did about as good as you'd expect them to. I have no idea why Nixie was on Nomad 2, but they were. You have Bigelow number 1 on the Nomad 2. You have the whole team just number 1 on Nomad 5 and number 2 on Hidden 2. Insane gimmick roster, especially with the combination of Nixie, Groggles, Bigelow, and Aiki. You have DT3 being first as well, DT2 being third, or DT1, sorry, being third. And this team is just, I believe, this is the strongest roster Canada has ever had in any 6WC. By far.
You know what? I hate to say that you're right. Like, I saw Canada from 6WC1, 6WC2. Arguably, I think the best Canadian roster before this year, and this year might be better than last two because, holy moly, I don't see any weaknesses. Like, probably, like, you want to hit them from DT? No, they're still good at DT. No, I can't see a weakness from this team. So.
This team's biggest weakness is the fact that Harold is going to open the pool maybe an hour before the match. It's this team's biggest weakness.
Okay. But still, if Harold can do that and then FC every map, even though it's like its first time ever playing the map.
No, he can, yeah. In qualifiers, actually, he did have a single map from the map pool.
Like,
that's a site read.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
I think he played through some of it, but most of it was side read. Anyway, just insane Canadian team, but yeah, insane performance. We do kind of gotta go a little fast so that I don't keep the commentators for the pool showcase waiting. But next up, we have a team that was predicted to win the tournament pretty easily by a lot of people. We have the United States coming in. with a I hate to say that Seed 3 is an underperformance, but Seed 3 is an underperformance. We see Somni, Peanut just were not comfortable on this pool from the looks of it. Insane performance regardless. Colin and Pocket just coming in, steel chair in hand, and whacking the other teams over the head. 6th and 12th, I believe this is the best country singular performance out of anyone. I think there's only one team that's better, and that's the 2nd seed. But yeah, this team is just really good at everything. Slightly weaker on the Hard Rocks based on the qualifier scores, but even then, still insanely good at those picks. Insanely good at everything. No Mod 5 2nd place. DT2 and DT3 really good placements as well. Like, this team's just good, and they don't really have a serious weakness.
This is classic. Every year, United States come in, just having a lot of registrations coming in, and then basically just making a roster, and roster is just gonna slap everyone at the faces at every map. This team is crazy. Colin coming back from 6WC4, sadly unable to play 6WC5, coming in again at 6WC6, absolutely demolishing maps from this map pool. And yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, even though you might say this performance of the United States is an underperformance, but they do
calling
have
C3 an underperformance is crazy to be fair.
yeah, that's true. Like we're putting them on a very, very high expectations, where C3 is an underperformance. Like,
yeah, like this team is still probably top 3. Like, let's be so honest, this team's insanely good. And again, I do want to mention this is the 4th team where I noticed this, but same seeding as last year, and as we saw last year, seeding does not matter with this team. But yeah, now we move on to Seed 2. The 2 teams that remain are China and the United Kingdom. And it was a hard-fought battle between these two. Previous placements, the United Kingdom got 28th, China got 13th. They've both been really good. Both have gotten top 3 in some form in 6WC. UK getting 1st in 6WC2 Minor League. China getting 3rd in 6WC3. And this year, the United Kingdom is unfortunately going to be the one falling short of getting Seed 1. Limbo, Deep Fried Bashi, Hans, Fabi, Dr. Pringle, Kiwi, Lupa Armpits, i.e. also known as Patty, and Isaac. Insane roster this year, especially Bashi and Dr. Pringle. This was the team I was mentioning as being the 2nd best on individuals outside of Colin and Pocket because of Bashi and Pringle. Insane performances on everything, really good gimmick, really good aim. Like, this team is just insane, and as I mentioned prior, this team could fluke 2nd or get out in semis, and I absolutely stand by the statement that this team is insanely unpredictable. Because I don't think anyone was expecting this team to get Seed 2 after being, I think, like Seed 28 last time and winning 1 match. And they came back with a vengeance. They're now back in the game. Also, Bashi got like 800 to 980k in quals, like as an average, and I think they missed once, which... Jesus Christ.
What a player. Who is this Bashi guy? I mean, how does this guy get seat number 1? Individual stats. Insane. United Kingdom winning 6 EC this year. Congratulations. Missing a lot of players from that roster. Bigfoot not coming back. Bomite not coming back. Fop Doodle not coming back. And a certain...
Yeah. A certain Crayola also not returning.
A certain very, very good 6-digit player. How is she still 6-digit? Is not here, and they are still seat number 2. And I am very, very scared of this team because the unpredictability of United Kingdom is there since like 6WC1, and I'm kind of scared. Unless they can just win the whole thing. Yeah.
Like, we've talked about it before, this team has always been scary. They've had a 1 year where they were a little worse, which was 6WC5, where Perry was hosting, they didn't have a lot of their carries coming back, and they're just straight back to being a terrifying team. Like, this is inarguably, I think, the strongest the UK has ever been from these qualifier results. Like, they lost Reddy and Fopdoodle, and they're still Seed 2.
So I don't know what this team's gonna do in the in the bracket stage. I don't know how far they'll get. I don't know what performances they'll have, but whatever they do, this is an insane UK roster. I'm very proud of my UK boys for managing this, but unfortunately for them, there is one team that played better. Just one. It's the 6-digit Asian Pacific Cup winners. It's the 6WC3 third place. It's gonna be China. Oh my goodness gracious. What a team. I don't know where to start. This team plays everything. They played well. We've talked about it before. This team is unpredictable. You don't know what they'll do. You don't know how they'll perform. And as they've shown in qualifiers, they can play everything. And as Limbo's pointing out in chat, yep, that is the 6 APC winners as Scene 1 and 6 EC winners
Yeah.
as C2. And then the United States, because it's the United States.
So that's 6 APC winners on Seed 1, 6 EC winners on Seed 2, last year's winners, defending champions on Seed 3. It's poetic.
And
It's
then
poetic.
Canada
It's
just
poetic.
kind of appeared. Canada's just kind of there.
Hey, we gotta respect Canada, okay? They have like, I think, it's like it's rare
They
to
have
have
the
like
most
two
second
numbers.
places, yeah. They have the most second
Yeah.
places and top 3 finishes in 6WC outside of the United States, I'm pretty sure. Maybe Indo has more, I'm not sure. I think Indo has more,
no,
actually.
no. I think
Yeah, no,
Canada.
Indo has the same, yeah. Indo has the same, but yeah, anyway. So yeah, insane team here. Very proud of the Chinese roster for managing to bring back the glory of the 6WC3 days. And one thing that I find sad about this roster, one thing that every old player will remember, is that Mike, a player that was on every single roster besides the 6WC4 one day through third place rules, is not on the team and he's on minor league, which is the first time that he's dropped out. And this team performed insanely well, and I am terrified because Mike has always been one of the stronger players on this team. So, China, insane performance. Very proud of this team. Very proud of everyone who got into top 4. Very surprised with France and Germany especially. But yeah, Mike in minor league is crazy.
I mean, it's a respectful decision. Like, all of these 8 players are crazy. And the thing about this team is that all of these 8 players, none of them are standouts. All of these 8 players are basically solid on their own, to the point where if you try to face them, it's actually hard for you to find an opening because all of these 8 players can just show up and just give an amazing score.
Yeah, that's been the case with China in every year. They've just always had a solid roster every single time. You couldn't really pick weaknesses. You had to outperform on your strengths. That's how China has always worked, and that's how they're gonna work this year as well. But yeah, that is it for the seeding. Thank you
Yippee!
everyone for watching the seeding. We will be right back with the group straw on the same stream, but congratulations to China, UK, US, Canada, Philippines, Indo, Germany, and France for skipping the group stage. You will not need to watch the pool showcase as it's a pool you don't need to concern yourself with. And that's gonna be it from us for a little bit. We will take a small break to get ready for the group straw, and we will be right back.
the whole time.
Oh no. Am I?
Wait, is it actually true?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Jorian forgot
Oh
to unmute
my
us.
God,
GG's. Alright, my entire
Jorian!
explanation down the drain. Alright, whatever. happens. Alright, you
What
saw how
a
this
goal.
works. You spin the wheel and then you put the team in on the left. We will go through all four. Mexico went in Group A. Now either Brazil, Taiwan, or the Netherlands will go in Group B. Yada yada. You get the gist. We can spin once again.
Our
And it's
second
gonna be landing
team.
on the Netherlands. That is going to be seat. I believe that's seat 10, right? Yes.
That's C10, yes.
These groups are randomized, by the way. They're not going based on seating order, but apparently that's what we're doing. As now we spin once again, it's gonna be landing on. Is that Taiwan or Brazil?
Ooh, that's close. It's gotta be Taiwan. Or
That's
Group
Taiwan.
C.
And we can
that means-
remove Taiwan, and we need to spin the wheel one last time for Brazil, just to be sure.
Oh, who's going to be?
I
Who's it
wonder
going to be?
wonder who's it gonna be. Who's it gonna be?
Oh, it's,
It
oh,
is gonna be
it's gonna
Taiwan. It's gonna be Brazil.
be-
Wow.
Oh, it's gonna be Brazil. Group D, Brazil. Okay.
Holy, it's Brazil. Who would have known? We're not stalling. I'm not trying to stall too much because of the people who are coming in after us. But anyways, we will be moving on to the next set of teams, which is going to be Poland, Vietnam, Argentina, and Ukraine.
So
we
this
will
is the
want-
C- Yep, C13 to C16. We're gonna spin the wheel again. And oh, Group A is going to be Ukraine here, Foxy.
Ukraine and Mexico, teams that haven't played against each other much in 6WC history, as far as I'm aware. So gonna be interested to see how that matchup goes. We move on to the Group B spin, which is going to be Vietnam.
Vietnam, Netherlands. I don't think that's a familiar combo. So
It is
okay.
not a matchup that has happened once in 6WC, as far as I know. Maybe in like the first or second ones, but yeah. And our
Oh.
last relevant spin is going to be Poland against Taiwan.
Oh no, which means Group D is gonna be Argentina.
Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Poland? It's gonna be Vietnam? Is it gonna be Ukraine? It's gonna be Argentina!
Argentina. The South American.
That's the wrong team.
Oops.
Accidentally put in Taiwan again.
Let's go Taiwan on Group D. No.
But
So
yeah,
that's the
moving on. We have the next group. You wanna introduce us to the next group here?
Sure. So this is the seed 17 to seed 20. Hong Kong, Peru, Belgium, and Australia. Let's see. Who's gonna be Group A here, Foxy?
It's looking like it's gonna be Peru, having to play against Ukraine and Mexico.
Oh, Ukraine, Peru. This is the like duo.
This is an
from
old
the
matchup,
WCW. Yeah. Moving on. Belgium. Go. Belgium at the Group
the
B.
newcomer, is gonna be going into Group B as we spin for the Group C. Could be Hong Kong, could be Australia. And it is going to be Australia. Thank God. For no apparent
Australia.
reason.
For no apparent reason. But last team at Group D is gonna be Hong Kong.
Yep, that's gonna be our last team for Group D. As we will now be spinning the last one for the top groups for the challengers, which is going to be Japan, Austria, Kazakhstan, and Lithuania. I am personally hoping that we get Australia and Austria in the same group, purely because I hate my commentators.
Oh, Kazakhstan Group A, you might have the request you want.
Hold on. It's coming. Okay, we need to spin once, and Austria needs to survive.
Oh no, it's not gonna survive!
It's gonna be
Austria on Group B!
We are not gonna get the fabled Austria-Australia matchup just yet. As we spin the last relevant spin, it could be Japan, and it's gonna be Lithuania just barely by an inch.
And lastly, for Group D is gonna be who's gonna be? It's gonna be Japan. It feels strong.
Yeah.
Group D feels strong.
Yeah, Group D is like half South Americans, half Asian, but yeah.
Now we get to scroll down to the bottom groups. Note that if you get bottom 2 in these groups, scroll up a little, Jorian, please. Thank you. If you get top 2 in these groups, you go into the losers bracket. And if you get third or fourth, you are eliminated. So yeah, good luck to these teams. We will be starting off with our first set of teams. It's going to be Norway, India, South Korea, and Belarus as the top seeds of these groups.
25 to 28, and the first team going into this contenders group is going to be India.
India in the A group. Gonna be interested to see who we get alongside them. As we roll for the next one, it's gonna be South Korea. That's gonna be in Group B. Or Group F, sorry. It's Group E through H now.
So that's 2 countries gone. We're going into the last 2 countries from this 4 seeds. And the ones coming in from Group G is gonna be Belarus. And that means last seed for Group H is going to be Norway. So that's the first 4 teams coming in for this contenders group. What
Good luck.
I will call.
Yeah, honestly, every team should be hoping to get rolled before we get to Group H. Like, the sooner you're out, the sooner you aren't forced to deal with Super Jaeger Andy.
Oh my god. As we're gonna continue on our next group, our next teams drafted into the groups are Malaysia, Latvia, Turkey, and Finland.
And right off the bat, we're gonna get Turkey against India. A matchup that I don't think has happened in any World Cup, I think. I've not at least seen it ever.
Gonna continue on. Group F is gonna be filled by Finland. Okay. So next up, last 2 teams here. We shall see who's gonna face Norway and who's gonna face
poor
Belarus.
Latvia.
Oh, Malaysia with Belarus, and Latvia are going to face off against their northern neighbors at the Group H of the group.
Almost neighbors.
Almost neighbors. Technically neighbors. They share almost the same waters, but absolutely insane that they share the same group and they are fighting to their deaths here as we continue on into
fighting
our
for their goddamn life. But we move on to another set of teams with a northern team in Europe. We have Spain, Colombia, Sweden, and Switzerland. The fully European draw here, almost fully. Colombia kind of running it, but what can you do, I guess? And we're gonna get Spain out of the way right away, as they're gonna be playing against India and Turkey.
Spain going into the Group E as we're gonna spin once again. Group F is going to be filled by Sweden. So Sweden on Group F. They will be going to continue on facing Finland and South Korea. Next up, gonna see Colombia on Group G. Good luck on the scheduling.
Yeah,
friends.
the scheduling in that group, oh my.
Oh my. And look who it is facing off at probably the hardest group ever, Switzerland. Welcome to Group H.
To be fair, if anyone can do it, it's those guys. Hello, Lighten. A little early, but thank you. We're still doing group stuff.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, this is
You're good.
This is the last 4. This is the last 4. Don't worry.
All
Last
right.
4. Seat
Have
37
fun,
to
guys.
Alright.
Seat 37 to seat 40.
South Africa.
Our debutants coming in Group E, alongside with India, Turkey, and Spain.
Now
Just
we
got-
spin once again. We almost got a full Nordics group with Finland, Sweden, but Norway had to be just a little lower. But now we get Chile into that group. Very strong team. Very interested to see how they do in that group as well.
Gonna continue on the last two teams here. Going to be draft is going to be Italy
Italy!
on Group EG, which means the ones that are going to be on the Group H, the last group, is going to be the Seed 40 Romania.
Group H is looking terrifying. I'm just saying.
I don't know what to expect. Remember, the top two seeds from these four groups is going into the lower brackets of round of 16. The lower two teams are gonna say goodbye to the 6WC6. Wow, okay. So that's the group stages done here, Foxy.
That is indeed everything done. Thank you, everyone, for watching the group draw and the seeding reveal. You will get the pool reveal in a few minutes as well. Unfortunately, me and Wooden will be leaving you. You will be stuck with Lighten, Timper, and Edbones very shortly. But for now, that is going to be everything, and we'll be seeing you next time in the pool showcase in a few minutes.
Goodbye, everyone. See you soon.